Hello everyone, Carnasa here, and welcome back to Space Engineers. And as was the case with the last episode, we've had a bit of rapid expansion of the base. I feel like that is going to be a running theme for this series. So at the moment, I have basically constructed an outer shell for the base. I haven't really been working on any of the interior. This room here is where I'm going to be spending most of this episode, or so I imagine. This is going to be my refinery room. I'm also going to have my assemblers in here, and I've made this rather large so that we can actually fit everything in here. I want to place the refinery in this corner over here, somewhere like that, have some assemblers coming off of it, and then over in this section, what we will have is some large storage containers so we can actually store all of our equipment. Another thing that I do want to do in this episode is I want to start getting airborne, so I feel like I am going to construct some type of flying contraption as well, using our little small vehicle construction site over here yet again. Some defenses wouldn't go amiss, but I do need to mine some magnesium to craft ammunition, so I think what I'm going to do now is actually work on the factory. So the first thing we are going to be doing in here is we are going to construct a large cargo container. That way I shouldn't need to run to and from different sections of my base grabbing the materials that I do need for this. This is actually rather nice and snugly fit. I wasn't expecting this to fit quite this perfectly. Let's start welding this up. We are going to need a lot of materials, so that looks like that's going to be the first lot. Let's add these to the build planner. Come and grab some more from over here. There we go. We're filling this up rather nicely. Time for trip number 3. Almost there now. Still just need a few interior plates and then we should be done with that large cargo container. Oh, and would you believe it? I'm actually out of interior plates, so we are actually going to have to create some more. I think 500 should probably do for now. During my time off of camera, I did go and I did use the new mining rover to actually mine an awful lot of stuff. If I look down here, we've got 25,500 bits of iron, well, iron ingots there. And we've also got another 2,000 there almost. Or actually, we do seem to be running out, so I probably will have to go and grab some more at some point. But I am going to want to use that new mining rover actually on camera. Still don't have a name for that. I do need to come up with one, but hopefully that should be enough interior plates to actually finish this build. Let's find out where they've gone. They're there. Cool. Let's go and finish this large cargo container. And there we go. We have actually finished constructing it. We do need 7 additional ones to actually make it fully complete, but it is good for now. So the next thing I'm going to want to do, I do want to connect this cargo container up with a system of conveyors, and I feel like I kind of want it to come out here and come up along like this and fit in there. That might not be a smart idea though, considering we are going to need to have a way to connect up our refinery. That being said, I think the first thing that I do want to do is actually probably plop down our refinery. So do I have any steel plate on me? No, I don't. Let's go grab some steel plate and we'll get doing that. Let's place this down. This is an incredibly large block. And I think I want this over here. There we go. I think that looks good. And then we can maybe fit an assembler or something nice and snugly in there. I couldn't speak for a second there. Let's start welding this up. This is going to require a few trips yet again because we do need 1,100 steel plate for this building. Well, this block. Here we go with trip number 2. Did I not pick up any then? Why did I grab interior plate? That's really bizarre. Maybe my build planner has something in there that it shouldn't. Yes, it still has the large cargo container. Right, so we are going to want to dump off this interior plate, and I'm going to need to go and right-click this again. There we go, components added. Let's get cracking on with this. And there we go, the refinery has been completed. Now I need to actually figure out how I'm going to connect this up to this system here, and how I am also going to connect up my assembler as well. One idea that I might have is using a conveyor curve here, placing the assembler there, and then using another conveyor system to maybe connect up here. Or I could go with my initial plan of using a conveyor going through here up to here and connecting into this, although I don't think that will work with this catwalk here, which is a bit of a shame. So I might have to redesign this entire room. Huh. The joys of not really knowing how to play this game at the moment. I'm sure my design choices will get a bit better the more I get into this game, but I'm sure this probably isn't the smartest way of going about doing this, but give me a minute and I will think of something to do for this room. So what I thought was actually going to be a really large space for all of this turns out to be not anywhere near as large as I imagined. So I've got a conveyor system running from that pipe that was sticking out of the wall, which is going to go into this large cargo container. We've then got an assembler coming out, which will connect up to the refinery using another couple of small cargo containers over here. I have rearranged the stairs a little bit as well, just so that we've got this kind of little gap where we can access this large cargo container from. And I cut a hole in the wall, and I think I'm going to make some use of this space over here. But before I start wording all of this up, I do need to go and refill my energy because I am running out. In this game, as I am fairly new, if I install an oxygen vent in this place and secure this up, make it airtight, will that mean my energy runs out slower whilst I'm inside this building? I haven't installed vents yet, but if that is the case, please do let me know in the comments because I would really like to know that. And if so, what I will do is I will actually start air tightening, filling in all of the holes with poly filler. I don't know. But no, we will try and make this space actually airtight so we don't lose as much power. Anyway, there we go. I am fully charged, fully recharged, so we're going to start welding this room up. First thing I do want to do is these curved conveyor tubes. That way, when I need to grab any more materials, hopefully that means this large cargo container should actually be all connected up. And there we go. Now this should be piped up to the base. Yes, the conveyor has gone green, so that is a very, very good sign indeed. Let's come down here and let's start working on the assembler. And one assembler all finished. So I know this design isn't the most efficient in the fact that these extra module ports, I want to call them, I'm not entirely sure, I can't remember off the top of my head what these are, expansion ports, I guess? Well, we're only going to be able to use this side and the side on the top. We're not going to be able to fully utilize the assembler, but in order to make this fit, I feel like this was the best place for it to go. We are going to be able to fully utilize the refinery though, because we have left all of this space clear. I'm not going to build any of those yet because I think I need some extra components to actually create that and probably some extra resources such as silver. Not found any silver yet. I am probably going to go scouting for that once I build my airborne vehicle. Potentially, we'll see what we get up to, but let's carry on working on this room. We need to build some more cargo containers. So that's another couple of cargo containers for the base. I have an awful lot of cargo containers now. I am thinking of potentially getting some scripts to help me sort out my cargo. I think that would be a really nice idea, and I'm probably going to have to learn how to use them. It's going to be a bit of a learning experience, but I think it will be nice to actually do that and kind of automate the base. That'd be rather cool. Right, let's finish up these stairs, and then I do believe this room is going to be complete. I might do a little bit of added decoration, but that can come later. And there we go. This refinery room is mostly complete, except for the additional components that we are going to eventually install in here. And it's looking a lot more crammed than I thought it was going to be. I do need to do a bit more of a paint job in here, because at the moment, well, I mean, look at this. This is just a white catwalk. Catwalk, yes, and then this is shiny silver, and then we've got white. It's all a kind of mishmash of colors at the moment. We do need to go in, and we need to make it more uniform. Also, I really don't know what I want to do with this little area through here. I definitely want to do something, but I don't really have any ideas. I really don't know. I could probably build something down here because it does extend quite a way and we could really make use of this space somehow. Really don't know though. I'll have to have a think about that and potentially do something in a future episode. But for now, I think it's time to think about actually starting to build up a bit of a defense of this base. And for that, what we are going to do is we are going to come over to the new rover and we're going to go on a bit of a mining session because I kind of want to reach that silicon, magnesium, and nickel deposit over there, but I want to reach it underground. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this rover and we are going to dig ourselves a 1.5 kilometer big hole. And I think that's probably the perfect time for a time lapse. So let's grab this and let's start drilling. So the massive long tunnel, or the big dig if you may, has now been finished, and since doing this I have come and I have plated the entire floor for 1.5 kilometers. So it is rather easy for our rover to actually traverse this tunnel. This is rather treacherous still, even though I have still plated the floors. The lights do help a little bit, but the actual rover the rover lights are doing a much better job. If I turn them off, it's still rather dark and it is a little bit scary driving along here. Considering we can only move at about 10 meters per second at max, this is a really, really long drive. So I will join you once I have made my way over to that deposit. So here we are, 1.5 kilometers driven straight underground, and during that drive, I think I forgot to bring any steel plate with me, which is, we've got some in the actual rover. We've got 28. So what I have been doing with this is I have been mining, and then I have been placing a little bit of steel plate so that the rover is stable. We have actually broken off quite a few of the front parts on this rover already, just from general wear and tear and bashing into the ground whilst I was mining out that tunnel. But anyway, now that we're here, I do need to actually locate a source of magnesium because I do want to build ammunition. I want to craft ammunition so I can make some guns, some big old Gatling guns, and we can shoot down hopefully any potential threats. Well, I guess there's no time like the present, so let's start actually drilling further towards this marker, and hopefully we are going to be able to find ourselves some magnesium. So we can see we have extended our pistons, so we are going a little bit further with these drills, and then the 2 rotors I am able to move up and down, and then that way it means we are able to drill out a rather large amount. I am just using right-click drilling at the moment because I don't really need any of this stone. There we go. I've just found magnesium on my radar. Where is that? That seems to be quite far down. But we're going to head for that marker, and hopefully we should be able to come across a deposit. One other thing that I might quite like to do in these tunnels is I'm thinking of maybe setting up some sort of bunker away from my main base. I mean, I do have that really long tunnel now, and it is powered at the moment with a wind turbine. That way I can turn on all of the lights in the tunnel. I think it would be quite cool to have a little bit of a separate location in case I do get swarmed by enemies. I can kind of bug out, run away, hide for a bit, and then hopefully come to not a complete flaming wreck, because that would be rather sad. Hopefully my base's defenses should be able to deal with most things. Well, as soon as I have got them set up after I actually mine some of this magnesium so I can create ammunition. It has also just occurred to me, I have no idea what magnesium looks like, so I'm going to have to be really careful right-click mining because I do not want to waste this resource. It would be very terrible if I've made it all this way over here and then I just absolutely churn through it with the right-click drills rather than... Oh, hello. Is that something? Let me get out and have a look. No, that doesn't look like magnesium. Well, apparently we're only 10 meters away now, so it shouldn't hopefully be too long until we come across that magnesium. I want to make guns. I want to make... Oh, hello. I wonder if that's it. That is definitely a big old deposit of magnesium there, though. I found it. We have found the fabled blue rock. It looks like it's blue. I didn't realize magnesium was blue. Let's try and mine some of this without trapping ourselves down this hole. Oh, there we go. Look at that. There's loads. There's magnesium absolutely everywhere. If I just jump out quickly, yeah, we are surrounded by it. Well, this was definitely worth coming all this way. This will do very nicely. I can imagine we can make a lot of ammunition from all of this magnesium. Fantastic. Let's start actually mining this. So I think I'm going to stop there because that should be about half the capacity of the rover, and I really don't want to overload this because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get back as it is. So this is going to be a bit of an interesting drive back up that slope. Oh, I am hearing an awful lot of crunching as I'm reversing down this tunnel. Hopefully we should be safe. I am not very convinced though. This is definitely rather terrifying. There, this really needs to be flattened out quite considerably. This is really making me think I need some sort of airborne miner just to fly over and drill straight down, although that does look like the orange lights of the tunnel up there. So we have almost made it. As soon as we're on that steel, it should be a lot easier to drive this thing. What is that? There is a gigantic hole over there. I didn't create that. This is curious. No, I did. Oh, wow. This is the tunnel that I dug to get silicon ages ago. Well, that was definitely an interesting find. It's very lucky that I didn't get stuck in there. Well, that's definitely going to have to be patched up if we want to move this rover through. That is definitely a health and safety hazard, and we definitely need to avoid that at all costs. Well, we've made it back to the safety of the steel, although I'm not sure if we're able to get on top of it. There we go. That should give us enough of a ramp so that we can get this rover up, because I wouldn't want to be stranded all the way over here. Come on, you can do it. There we go. And you can see the drills are really, really heavy now, but we've made it back. Now it is all plain sailing from here. And there we go, the sweet sight of home. Now all we need to do is just do a little bit of a reversing maneuver so we can connect this rover up to the base and deposit all of the ore that we have. You may also notice I have a new section on my heads-up display. So after reading through some of the comments on the first video, I have gone and downloaded a few extra mods. One of them being daily needs. I now need to eat, drink, and rest. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to search and see if I can produce a way of feeding and watering myself. So I'll be back with you in a minute once I have seen if I can figure that out. So it looks like I have got a new section over here for daily needs. Now I think the first thing that I'm going to need is a water recycling system. I was going to create some defenses for the base, but I feel like this is a much more pressing issue. Now that I do have this mod installed, we really do not have much water at all. So I am going to have to build this, and I'm going to need to find a location where this part of the base is going to go. And maybe that is exactly what I can do with this little section down here that I was umming and ahhing about what I was actually going to place here. I do have another couple of mods that I have installed as well. One of them being a no limit speed, if that's even the correct way of saying it. So there is no speed limit anymore, which is going to prove rather interesting. And I have also added, potentially, I don't know if it works yet, some kind of orbital mechanics mod, which obviously being mostly known for KSP is going to be very, very interesting. Rather than just sticking my nose at space and burning, I'm actually going to have to orbit whichever planet I'm on, which is probably going to be far too challenging for my abilities in this game at the moment, but I do love a good challenge, so we'll see how that actually ends up going. I need to get back up to that that water recycler rather quickly because I am really running low on water now. I have 3 left. This is not ideal. And now I am stuck. Come on, let's do a little bit of a flip like this. I love the jetpack in this game. It's absolutely amazing. And let's see if we put ice in. Ah, there we go. we've got drinking water. So if I take that out, there we go. I've got water. I have watered myself. And with just a few more blocks placed down, we have now actually finished our daily needs section of this base. So we are producing food and water. We've got this soil tray crop grower, which I have no idea what that does. And then I decided I thought this might be a nice little break room for the base, for the factory anyway. So obviously we come in through the catwalk and we've got ourselves a kitchen area. We've got a stove to cook all of our food on, and we also have this locker set up over here. Now what I want to do, after being rudely interrupted by daily needs, is we do want to build some defenses for the base. So I'm going to go up to the roof and we're going to start working on some turrets. Well, I've managed to get one turret down. Unfortunately, I did not realize that turrets need a 3x3 area to be placed. So I did have to get rid of some of the lights. I did want to place another one over here, but the catwalk from the factory is in the way of a conveyor, so I can't place that one. And I think what I'm going to need to do is extend the roof out just a little bit, and I think I will go for 2 turrets for now. So I'm thinking underneath this section of the base here, this is going to be where the living quarters are. Not that you really need living quarters, but I think it would be nice in a almost RP sense to have somewhere where we can sit back and relax at the end of a long day of constructing and building. So that will occupy this space under here. I'm leaving this blank at the moment just because I'm not entirely sure where my conveyors are going to go to pipe up the second Gatling turret that I do want to produce. You can see we do have access to a conveyor port here with the refinery. This is the back end of the refinery. So I'm thinking we probably are going to want to place a conveyor coming up somewhere like this. So if I create a conveyor junction here, hopefully that should be far enough away from anything that I can place down a Gatling turret. Let's have a look. That was close. Yes, I can place a turret on there. I think that's probably a nice place to place this. I think that will work. I wonder if I could have placed one here. I think that would have been a little bit too close. So I kind of want the panels opposite each other. We'll place that there like that. And there we go. Let's weld this up. And that is turret number 2 completed. So we do need to pipe this up to the refinery. Give me 1 second. That should be the second turret also connected up. I mean, it does look a little bit silly at the moment, but bear in mind, we are going to build around this. We are not going to leave this naked as it is. No, this will extend, and hopefully it should look rather good. I need to plug in all the holes. I do not want to go hitting the ground rather quickly because I imagine that would hurt. So there we go. All of the holes have been filled in. I'm not sure if I want to weld this up yet. I think I might do that later and kind of decide where I am actually going to place my landing platform now that these 2 massive Gatling guns are in the way. So this is what I've got so far. It's not where I originally was intending on having this landing platform. I really need to fill in that hole. There is going to be a connector there. I originally wanted it to go off in that direction, but I thought it might be nice to have this little walkway coming up in this direction. And I think that should be the basic shape of this done, or at least the basic structure. There is a lot of welding that I am going to have to do, and then I do need to figure a way of actually connecting this up to my base with a system of levers and pulleys and conveyors. It shouldn't be too difficult, I'm hoping. I might take a while, though. I think potentially if I got rid of a section here, I might be able to run a pipe along here. We just need a couple that go straight up, if it will allow me. There we go. Cool. So we do have that piped up. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build some sort of support so this isn't just floating. I think that will look good. Maybe. One other good thing about having the turrets on the roof is they actually act as a cargo container. So I can grab whatever I want from wherever in the base just by using those turrets on the roof. Saves me from running down all the way into the base a lot, and it saves me a lot of hassle. So there we have this fully piped up and connected. Obviously I do need some more structure, but that will now be ready to produce our first flying vehicle in the next episode. With me installing daily needs and those other mods, well, I got a little bit sidetracked, so I don't have enough time to do that in this one. However, we are definitely going to be building some sort of flying contraption. I don't know if it's going to be a miner or if it's even going to be a combat ship yet. I haven't really decided. Anyway, you may have noticed there has been an actually counter at the top left of this video. That's because whilst I was editing some of this, I did realize that I say that word an awful lot. So I have tried to train myself to stop saying it so much, and I just kind of wanted to see for myself how many times I said it over the course of the video. But anyway, that will be the end of this episode. Thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed it, why not give it a like? If you've really enjoyed it and want to keep up with the content on my channel, please do consider subscribing. I have been Carnasa, and I will see you later.